2, 4, 6, 9. Lots of cup holders, so everybody grab your big gulps. Hey everyone, welcome to this 2016 Toyota Tundra SR5 double cab brought to us by First International Auto Group here in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Let's take a look at the outside of the truck before we start on our drive. So this Toyota Tundra is finished in magnetic silver gray, metallic. We have a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8 here. And then as you take a walk around this Toyota Tundra, as you can see, there's just badging everywhere. You basically never forget what you are driving. Over here we have a 6.5 foot bed. Plenty of room for cargo. And then last thing to note on the handles, we also have our backup camera there. Tow hitch included. So although this Toyota Tundra is the double cab, we still don't have a ton of room in these back seats, but it's definitely not as squished as the traditional truck. And so although I don't have a ton of leg room, I have plenty of headroom, probably about 3 inches above my head, sitting at about 5'9". Over here we have some cup holders, 12-volt outlet here. And what's interesting behind my front seat here, we don't have a little cubby, but over here we have one. And then last thing to note is we have this rear window that opens, which is nice. All right, before we begin our drive, a couple things to note is we have all our tow settings here. This Toyota Tundra has a tow capacity of just over 10,000 pounds, which is pretty good. And of course, to start off, we're gonna be in 2-wheel drive because we really don't need the 4. 4-wheel drive is really kind of unnecessary unless you're in inclement weather or of course you're towing. And so with that being said, obviously we're going to be basically in rear-wheel drive for this Toyota Tundra review. Okay, so making it out of the outlets here, let's talk about this powertrain. So we have a naturally aspirated V8, as I said before, makes 381 horsepower, 401 pound-feet of torque, 5.7 liter displacement, of course. And that's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And so we're definitely going to need this added power as we have a 5,600 pound curb weight. You know, this truck is quite big and really does feel it. So in talking about all that weight in that large V8 engine, you're gonna ask me then, what is the fuel economy like in this truck? So this truck is rated for 13 miles per gallon city, 17 highway, and that doesn't really change much between the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive. I think that the only difference is the 2-wheel drive is rated for 18 highway, but really that doesn't make so much of a difference. The combined rating for this truck is 15 miles per gallon. And so if you're looking for an economic truck, this is not it. You're going to be able to tow basically anything you want with this Tundra, but you're not gonna get good fuel economy. So regarding the interior of this 2016 Toyota Tundra, it's quite lackluster. You know, these trucks are very expensive, brand new, and you'd think they'd offer some more interior options such as like leatherette seats or heated seats, or even just a better infotainment system. But really that's just kind of what 2016 was, especially as far as infotainment system. And this being the SR5, it's not a top-of-the-line trim truck. So a lot of the materials do feel cheap in this truck, such as all of the hard pebbled plastic on the dashboard and on our steering wheel. However, things do feel like they're put together quite well. Everything is quite tight and really just of high quality in terms of build rather than the materials themselves. So this Toyota Tundra has just over 125,000 miles on it, and honestly is really showing no signs of age. This truck honestly drives like it's brand new. It drives really well, it's quite smooth. The V8 engine and the 6-speed transmission really behave themselves, just overall making for a comfortable and relaxed drive regardless of what you're towing or if you're just hauling around your family. So this truck is a very soft suspension setup. You basically just glide over all these little imperfections in the road with the suspension and these big meaty tires. But don't let the size of this Toyota Tundra scare you, as we have lots of visibility, even out our rear window glass. But I think the best part about this truck is we have these big towing mirrors. And so we don't have Apple CarPlay in this Tundra, but we do have Bluetooth audio, and of course the optional XM radio. This truck also features cruise control, so that's really going to help you on those long road trips where you're just, you know, eating up highway miles with your camper behind you. So as far as steering wheel buttons, we basically just have everything we need. We have our volume control. We can hang up and take phone calls, which they didn't quite figure out yet. That you could make that one button, but that's okay. We also have voice commands on here, which I never really find myself using. And we also have a mode to control which, you know, type of audio you're listening to, whether it be XM, AM, FM, or, you know, Bluetooth. So one of the comfort options in this Toyota Tundra interior is that we actually have about 9 cup holders in this cabin. So we have 3 here in the front stack. We have 2 on this door card and 2 on the door card for my right-hand passenger. And we also have another 2 in the back. So 2, 4, 6, 9. Lots of cup holders, so everybody grab your big gulps. And the other nice thing about this Toyota Tundra cabin is we actually have this huge center console with plenty of storage. And so you basically can huck a computer in there, you know, a laptop if you wanted to, and really just forget that it's even there. But you know, my fiance would find all sorts of different things to put in there, between utensils, hand sanitizer, wipes, you name it, it's going to be in that console, and we're not going to be able to fit anything else in there. So as I said before, this truck is really smooth. It glides over bumps with complete ease, and really you're not going to feel any sort of imperfection in the road. So the gauge cluster is designed quite well. It's very simple and easy to follow. We basically have our speedometer on the right hand side, tachometer on the left. We have our current oil pressure, battery voltage, and gas and oil temp. So, you know, really basic design with the tiny little digital cluster in the middle. Overall, nothing to complain about as far as the gauge cluster in this Toyota Tundra. So we don't have a sunroof in here, but we do have lots of height clearance for my head. Basically, if you're 6'1", 6'2", maybe even up to like 6'5", you're gonna fit in this truck really easily and have no problem whatsoever. So we don't have heated seats, but these cloth seats have power adjustments and really are easy to find a comfortable position for driving. No complaints there. We don't necessarily need leather seats in every single car. I think these cloth ones will do you just fine. Alright, so it's time to put this truck onto the ultimate test. This is the worst road in my opinion in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Let's see how it handles it. So approaching the majority of the bumps at about 25 miles an hour. Absorbs it quite well. So regarding the steering and the steering wheel, the wheel itself fits really well in your hands. It's got this extra thickness to it, so it kind of feels like you're driving a truck, as it should. Alright, so flipping this truck into reverse, as you can see we have a backup camera, not very high quality, but it gets the job done. Alright, so for all the towing nerds out there, I'm not too familiar with this stuff, but we have an integrated towing hitch, we have trailer sway control in here, and a 10,500 pound towing capacity, which I've heard at the top range of that, when you're towing about like 10,000 pounds, you're really gonna have kind of a hard time compared to the equivalent Chevy Silverado, just from what I've heard. And so the other thing I'll mention is the payload capacity of this truck, you know, what you can fit in the bed as far as weight, is just over 2,000 pounds. So this 2016 Toyota Tundra is listed on the First International Auto Group site. Definitely go check it out, and some of the other inventory they have at their Merrimack, New Hampshire location. So regarding ports and charging, we have a 12 volt in our center console here. We have another 12 volt outlet right there below our infotainment screen. And we also have auxiliary and USB in the front cabin of this Toyota Tundra. So for people out there looking for a very capable, powerful, and comfortable truck, I think this would be a nice option for you. Obviously with cruise control, Bluetooth, XM radio, we have a powered mirror, and this 5.7 liter V8, you're gonna have plenty of power and towing capacity. So really definitely consider this Toyota Tundra SR5 double cab for your needs. So to conclude this video, obviously I don't drive and review a lot of trucks for the channel. So if you guys want more of this content, definitely let me know and I'll try to get some more trucks for you guys to review. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.